Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Aggie Soccer Field here on the campus of UC Davis. We're here with men's soccer head coach Dwayne Shaffer. Coach, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Coach, you've had a little more than a week of practice with these guys. Tell us your first impressions of the team and how that first week has gone.
Well, first impression is that the returning group of student athletes came back in excellent shape. Quite a few of them played on teams this summer, and you can definitely tell that they're a little bit sharper and more fit. Have an excellent group of incoming freshmen that have already integrated themselves into the program already. We're working on quite a bit of stuff right now, obviously implementing our system of play offensively and defensively, and also trying to build a better base of fitness so when the first game begins at Ohio State, we'll be ready to go.
Let's start on the defensive side of the ball. Perhaps the biggest hole you got to fill is in net with the loss of Big West Conference goalkeeper of the year, Omar Zini. But you got a good trio of guys and a good back line in front of them. Talk about the battle in goal and your defense.
In goal, we have Chris Schultz, who is returning for his fourth year in the program. Chris redshirted his first year and was the backup his second year behind Omar. Last year, unfortunately, he suffered an injury, so he was out for the entire fall, but he came back, trained with us in the spring. His fitness level is at the highest it's ever been. He's really sharp and doing really well right now. Armando Casada is returning. He was our backup last year, played in a couple games, both against UC Santa Barbara, did very well in those two games, shows great promise, good leadership. And then we also have another goalkeeper in the program named John Piasta. We call him JP, and JP took a few years off of soccer and is now back into it and is really enjoying himself. He's a different kind of goalkeeper than the other two. He's 6'5", long and lean, very good on coming out for crosses, and JP is just gaining valuable experience every day in the trainings. And in our back line, excited. It's where the strength of our team should be this next season. We have Ramon Martin Del Campo, who's fresh off of going with the U23 Olympic team to the Bahamas, center defender, returning starter. We have Brian Ford, who is also a senior, has been playing as a central defender. I envision Brian being more as a right fullback, so he can get up and down and join the attack a bit more. We have Sam Heck, who is a returning senior. Sam played a lot last year as a reserve player, started a couple games, but this year the center defender position is his. He adds a lot of height and strength to our program, very good on set pieces, tough tackler. And we also have Andre Brown, who is a returning senior who started the majority of last season at right back for us. And we have a couple new players into the program. Connor Willis-Hong, who was hurt all of last year, so he didn't play. He redshirted. He's a true left back, and we have a new young man battling with him for left back spot, incoming freshman named Greg Salazar. And all of them are very good, solid, hard players. And there's a couple others that should be mentioned in there, which would be Ryan Caro and Lucas Mahagahe. Those guys are going to be battling as well.
On the offensive side of the ball, you guys return your top 5 scorers from last year and bring some good freshmen into the program. Talk about the offensive possibilities that you've got for 2014.
Well, we're going to rely heavily on our returning players and Matt Wiesenfarth and Matt Sheldon. They've been exceptional players for us for the past 3 seasons. They've basically been starters their entire career. Going into their senior year, you know, the expectation is that they'll just continue to work hard and get better and better. They both played on the San Jose Earthquakes PDL team this past summer and did very well. And they're sharp and ready to go. They're motivated, as most seniors generally are. We've added a couple freshmen into the team. We had one recruit locally here from Sacramento, from Jesuit High School, Evan Barrett. He'll certainly add a lot of quality to our team, a lot of speed and quickness. And we also have Dash McNamara, who was on the all-freshman team last year in the Big West. He's done exceptionally well, and those guys combined with the addition of a couple of the incoming freshman attacking players, I feel like our depth in the attack is as good as it's been in a few years.
Out of that group of new guys, who would you expect to make the most impact early on?
Well, I think there's quite a few of them that are going to battle for starting spots already. Evan Barrett has done well through the preseason training. We have a young man we recruited out of Montana by the name of Kyle Higgins. He's a 6'3", very athletic striker, just a bit raw right now. However, he's got a ton of talent. Kyle will be battling for some time. We have Miguel Acevedo, who's from Southern California and was recruited heavily by quite a few people. He's battling in the center midfield right now for a starting spot. Greg Salazar, as I already mentioned, will be battling for the left midfield type spot. And I feel like the overall depth of the group is really, really good. So I'm excited about the overall team and the depth of the program, and that's what it takes to be competitive at the Division I levels and in the Big West, which, you know, the RPI for our conference is so high and every game is such a battle that you have to have 24 players just to make it through a season to be competitive. So that's what I'm really excited about.
Coach, you were picked to finish second in the Big West North Division this year. It's where you finished last year. Talk a little bit about how you see the Big West Conference shaping up in 2014.
Well, as we all know, I mean, it's such a difficult conference from top to bottom. And I look at all the rankings, and the rankings are nice to have them come out for publicity and all, but in reality, you know, at our level here in this conference, I mean, every game is just, you never know which way it's going to go. And Santa Barbara, all the credit to Santa Barbara. I mean, Tim's done an incredible job over there, and once again, they're loaded with a nice freshman group coming in. But I think there's going to be a few surprises in the conference this year. I would imagine that Cal State Fullerton's going to do pretty well with George over there. I know they're loaded with a bunch of seniors in that team. Chris Volk is going to do an exceptional job at Irvine, and Terry Davila's got a loaded team over, you know, at CSUN. So I think it's just going to be wide open once again, and it generally goes to the team that has that one player or two players that score 8 or 9 or 10 goals in a season. And so, you know, that's what I'm looking forward to, hoping that someone in our program steps up and becomes that 10 plus goal scorer. And it just makes such a huge difference when going from winning 9 or 10 games to winning 11 or 12, and you make the NC2A tournament. And that's our goal, is to be competitive and be right there at the end, because I know we can play with everybody in the conference, and we can play with anybody in the country. As evident, I mean, we've beat 2 Final Four teams in the last couple of years, so we just need the depth and the consistency for us to be a legitimate NC2A tournament team and compete for the Big West tournament. I'm excited about it.
The Aggies open their 2014 season on Sunday, August 24th at noon as they take on Chico State at the Aggie Soccer Field. Coach, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.